Good evening, YouTube and Facebook. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy with TFG Sports Media. I hope everyone is having a great start to your week. Well, it is the middle of the week and it's Wednesday, and you're probably wondering why are we seeing Kendrick, the sports guy, during the middle of the week. Well, I got a special guest, an interview we're gonna jump right to. Before we get to that, though, I want you to come in, make sure you like this broadcast, make sure you share this broadcast to all your social media platforms. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SUSTLE. And make sure you share this to everywhere because, again, this is a special interview. Again, this is a special Wednesday night edition of TFG Sports Media. And we're going to have just a conversation. We're talking high school football, and we're talking East Texas more specifically, and Tyler, Texas. And I have to say that because, hey, I am a former graduate of Tyler High. I'm not going to tell you when. It was way back in the day, but it definitely has a special place in my heart. And this gentleman that I'm getting ready to bring aboard right now, he's doing some. He's going to have some good things happening over at Tyler High for him, and I'm gonna bring him in. His name is Rashaun Woods, Coach Woods at Tyler High School. His first year as head coach at Tyler High. Coach Woods, how are you doing this afternoon or evening, I should say?
Man, I'm doing great.
Good, man. I'm glad we were able to make this happen. When you and I were talking and just trying to figure out to when can we do it. And you text me just about an hour ago. It's like, hey, I can do it today. I said, okay, let's make this happen. So how's your day going?
Man, it's going pretty good. I had a chance to pick the officials today for the upcoming season, for the home games, and had a chance to see a little track, Tyler High track. So it's been a good day so far. Now I'm home, and I'll be on daddy duty for the rest of the night. But all of that is good.
Okay, Coach Woods, let's jump right into it. Tell the people that don't know you, kind of tell them a little bit about your background and about where you came from.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I played sports there since I was probably 6 years old. Played Little League just about how everybody else did. Went to Millwood High School. I was a multi-sport athlete. I played everything that I could play. From there, I got a scholarship to Oklahoma State University, where I broke every record in Oklahoma State history as far as in the receiving category. I was a 3-time All Big 12, 2-time All-American there. I was a first-round draft pick to the San Francisco 49ers. I played a couple of years there before injuries prematurely ended my career. From there, took a couple of years off and then got into high school coaching. My first high school job was offensive coordinator at Star Spencer High School, in which we had the top running back in our division, and we won the first state title in the school's history. Coach Darrell Hall was the head football coach of that team. After that, coached middle school football for 3 years at my alma mater, in which we didn't lose a game. It was a lot of fun working with those young kids. After that, took on a winless John Marshall football team, in a city school in Oklahoma City, and turned that into a power. We were 3-time district champs. We won a state title in 2018, and I had a lot of good memories there. After that, took on another down team that hadn't had a playoff appearance since 2008, Enid High School. Took a couple years, but we were able to secure the first playoff appearance since 2008. We actually won our first playoff game and had the first winning season since 2009.
And looks like to me that you are about building programs. The programs that you ended up going to, you kind of came in and changed the culture. Would you say?
Yeah, and I gotta be honest with that. In my first job, that's very difficult to do. And that wasn't necessarily my plan. This wasn't a thought out plan as far as, hey, I want to, be that guy. I want to be known for that. The truth of it is that's the opportunity that I got. I applied to a lot of different schools, but the opportunity or the people who interviewed me didn't see the value in my ability and my influence. And I ended up, taking what was given to me and made the most of it. I didn't try to complain about it. I tried to get the right coaches around me to develop the young men that we had on the team, and a lot of the things that I learned as a player just carried on, and a lot of the same traits I had as a player I tried to instill in my program, and so far it's been extremely successful.
What would you say is some of your strengths as a head coach? What are your intangibles?
The big thing for me is I'm going to be disciplined, and I'm a stickler about execution. Those things are so important. I love having talent. Everybody does. But I want my teams to be known for executing at a high level, because whether we have it or we don't, if you're doing that, you're having success in some capacity, and you're better than what people think you're going to be. And that goes down for everything we do in the classroom, how we practice every day, being on time, doing all the things necessary to be a good steward of the program, as well as uh, uh, getting young men to understand how important it is to exude that, for other people to see them doing those things at a high level, because again, they're going to take that on past football, right?
Right,
And
right.
then the other part of it is I'm relatable. I played in a city school myself. I went to Millwood High School, and I've been a lot of different places. Football has taken me into a lot of rooms. The demographics has changed. I'm able to relate to just about anybody, and kind of understand what I have in front, and then adapt and in a way that helps me help my players and the people that work alongside me be better.
Let me ask you this, Coach. What made the Tyler High job attractive to you? Considering you were coming in behind a coach that had a lot of success and had been there, which I don't know if did you and Coach Holmes, y'all didn't play together at Oklahoma State, did
Yes,
you?
yeah, we did play
Okay.
together. We knew
Oh,
each other.
okay.
And so,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, we have a history. So I was very
Mhm.
familiar with Tyler High. I played with some guys that were from Tyler. So he wasn't the only one. I mean, Terrence Robinson was another guy that played
Right.
linebacker. Hadji
Mhm.
McGee. I knew
Mhm.
these guys, and these all were quality guys coming out of there. So these guys called me before I took the job, and made sure that I understood how important, the job was, and how important the community. I mean, and they were good guys, and we had great relationships, good relationships in college. So it wasn't any, um, I guess, ill will
Right.
or uncertainty or anything like that. I mean, those guys know who I am, and I knew who they were as people.
Right, right. So, when you took the job, what made it attractive to you? Let me ask you that first and foremost.
Well, Tyler High is traditionally one of the best programs in Texas, not only just East Texas. And so they've had a
Mhm.
tremendous amount of players go on and play at the next level. They've had a good group of coaches that have coached at a high level there, and to have an opportunity to be a part of that run is really a blessing. So when you see the job, you see the opportunity. Hey, you throw your hat in the ring just like everybody else, and hope that the admin and the powers that be see value in you and give you the opportunity.
Let me ask you this, Coach. What were some? You guys went 6-4 your first season, which was I think that's great. Considering the 3-4 in district. What would you say was some of your biggest challenges in this first season as head coach at Tyler High?
Developing relationships. It's always hard
Mhm.
to get to know the older kids. They have ties, and they have relationships with the former staff that they've gotten close with those guys. As coaches, although you may not win or you may be on the way out, doesn't mean that they're bad people, that they're bad coaches. And you have to prove to them that, hey, I want some of the same things. I want you guys to be successful. I'm a guy that you can trust is going to put you in the best situation, and it takes time to convey those things, not only to the kids but to the parents, right? And so
Right.
those things, have to be done, and you can't rush them. And as
Mhm.
much as you want guys to believe that you have their best interests in mind, it's no fooling anybody, right?
Mhm.
It's no fooling
Right.
anybody, and you have to earn everybody's respect. You have to earn the right for those guys to play hard. Obviously they're going to play hard for the school, but do what you coach them to do, because they have to have trust that you know what's going on, and that what they're doing is going to lead to success.
Yeah, and obviously they bought in, coach, because you guys started out 4-0, and I think not that it may have surprised some people how successful you were. That the first 4 games you hit a road bump, a couple of speed bumps, but overall, your first season was somewhat successful. Would you say?
Yeah, when you really look at looking back at it. The district was extremely tough. I think people around really knew that. All I heard coming in was that people didn't really think we're going to win any but one or two games, just because of how tough the teams that we were playing. They had a couple of websites that did not pick us to win in maybe 1 or 2 games. So they didn't pick us to win any games. And so I knew just from looking at that and knowing that I'm at Tyler High, we're playing some really, really good teams, and that proved to be correct. Longview was a top 10 team all year. Lancaster, which beat Longview, had a very tough non-conference that they ended up coming out of and showing that, hey, they were really good because they beat Longview in the playoffs. Forney was extremely formidable, and McKinney North, the teams that we lost against, all were top 20 teams in all of 5A, in my opinion. And then you got Forney and Longview that were top 10 teams all year, right? And then Lancaster beats one of them, and then takes Forney to overtime. So you might as well say, hey, your top 3 teams in the top 10 in 5A1, and you're going toe to toe with those teams. Obviously, you lose a touchdown to Lancaster. You wish you had that one back. You had a chance there. Forney, it's a 3-touchdown loss, but we battled there. And then Longview, hey, we were right within a touchdown at halftime. On the road, it's always tough to play in Lobo, which I've learned that it's tough to play on the road in some of these places. And, and so, you want to win those games, especially the first year out. But hey, we got a ways to go. It doesn't work like that, right? You can do everything right, which we didn't. But you try to do everything right. You try to put guys in the best situation to be successful, and that's where that got us this year.
You just said we have a ways to go, coach. And when you say that, elaborate on that. When you say we have a ways to go, talk about that.
Yeah. So as a team, we have a ways to go just from the execution level that I believe that we can achieve. Trying to get that high level of execution or championship level execution in a span of 6 to 7 months is extremely difficult to do. Not saying that it can't be done. We definitely strive to try and get that done, but it takes time. It takes time to learn a system. It takes time to get the program the way that you want it, as far as just everyday operations, right? And so, all of those things are challenging in the first year because it's all new to the team. It's new to the team. The coaches are finding their place, and those things have to be better, right? And think about this: you're playing against, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, Coach King at Longview, which is historically he's a big time coach. He's been there 25 years. Okay, that system has been rolling and it's been oiled up and ready to go for 25 years. I had a conversation with him today. His first season was he went 3-7. His very first season. He remembers, and he talks about some of the same things people talk about. They talk about him every year about maybe he should have ran the ball more. He should have passed the ball more. We should have did this. He hears it every year, right? And so, my first year was a little bit better than that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, there won't be something else that we'll have to overcome as we continue. But all in all, if guys understand what they're getting themselves into from the beginning, I have time already to kind of put my hands on the middle school, then you would think that with hard work, it'll continue to be better.
And you going right where I was going, Coach. Outside noise. And when I mean outside noise, we're talking about the community, about the fans that like to coach from the stands, the people that like to coach from the sideline. And I know, again, I graduated from it was John Tyler. I gotta keep saying Tyler.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And so I know this community. I know that the fans, the spectators, can be hard on the coach at Tyler High. Talk about some of the things that you want to get out there and let the community know. Just clear the air, if you will. This is your clear the air moment, if you need
Yeah,
to.
I try not to listen to the noise. Obviously I'm human. You hear some of those things. I think the biggest thing for me is just understand. There's always going to be things that are going to be said about me or about the program. But honestly, if it's not coming from me, I'm an open book. I've been seen a little bit more of an introvert, but I'm an open book. If you want to talk with me, I'm never abrasive. I'm never going to disrespect anybody for asking any questions about what's going on. I want people to ask questions about the program. I want people to feel like the program is in good hands. I really enjoyed here. My family's here. This is where I want to be. I have no intentions on doing anything else. I don't have any game plan behind me on the side that, it's nothing like that. This has been a dream and a blessing for my family and my family to be here. And it doesn't matter if you agree with that or not, because again, my strength comes from, my family and their happiness. And those are the things that's most important to me. I know, and I can tell everybody that I'm going to give their kids the very best that I can give them. And I stand on that. I've done that everywhere that I've been. And moving on and just getting in Texas or any of those things, I want to do a great job, just like the players want to do a great job
Right.
on the field, and I tell those guys like that, and I'll convey that message as well. I want, just like a player, you want to go out and you want to perform at a high level. If you get the opportunity, you want to make the most of it. As a coach, it's the same thing. I look at it, like when I was playing, if I get the opportunity to be at a great place like Tyler, I want to, proverbially speak, I want to make the touchdown catch. I want to make the 3-point basket. I want to be a guy that has positively influenced a young man that's going to high school so that he can go on and reach his dreams. I care about these young men's dreams. I talk about with these guys what they want out of this. They want to go to school. Hey, I want to be a guy that they can say, hey, Coach Woods and the other coaches help me do that. Okay. And sometimes those conversations are not all roses and rainbows, because maybe a kid may not have a tangible that he needs, or maybe he's not working hard. You can trust that those conversations are going to come from me. I'm not here to demean anybody, but there's going to be some honesty there that is going to help them in the long run be where they need to be. And because I don't want to come back, because I've been here before. A kid didn't do or didn't reach the goals because of one reason or another, and then I have to see him in the streets or after he's done playing. And a lot of times those guys come up to me, Coach, I wish I was listening when you told me this when I was playing. And so I make sure, instead of just being friends with the kids, that I make sure that they understand what has to happen for them to be successful. And I'm going to put pressure on them to do that, because I know at the end of the road, I want to be smiling. I want to shake their hand, and I want to be happy about where they are. I want to see their family. I want to see their kids, and I want to see their success, because again, that's what I'm here for. That is what is most important to me. And if, they're good football players and then they're struggling after they're done, where I think about where I could have been better, and then I try to be better for the next generation of kids, so that, again, I can positively influence this as best as I can.
Right. Demi J and the Real Estate Insider, thanks for joining us. They said hello, Coach, by the way. You can't see the comments, but it's people watching, so they want to say hello. Matter of fact, Demi J is from Longview. She's a Longview Lobo, 1995s, but she says she loved Tyler. Never heard a Longview Lobo ever say that, but okay, Demi J, we gonna take your word for it. Okay, Coach, and again, I want this to be a forum, this interview right now, because I know the head coach at that school is under some pressure. And a lot of times, again, it comes from the community. So is the community embraced you? I mean, have they embraced you as the new coach?
I mean, again, the people that I talk to, they seem to be pretty excited. I know there's a lot of different feelings about everything that's going on. And again, I try not to dwell on any other negativity. You don't know what's being said and what's not. You're only
Right.
getting secondhand information from some people who may want to give it to you.
Right.
And again, I want what's best for the kids. It's a great opportunity. This is a great place, and really, there's nothing good or bad that's going to change how I feel about this place. I fell in love with it, man. This is a great place. It's great people. People are going to disagree with me. I mean, that's something that comes with the job. People are going to criticize me. That's not going to change the way I feel about them individually. And it's not going to make me say, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. It's not how it works. I'm okay with what people say. I'm not going to take it negatively or change who I am because, people may ask questions about this and that. And in all honesty, I know it's because people care. They care about the program. And sometimes they may not get the best information, but again, I'm just about it every game. I enjoy watching the other sports. There's concerns or guys really want to genuinely get to know me in the capacity of being the coach at Tyler High. Those things are possible, man. I'm not sitting on the side hoping anybody doesn't say anything to me. I want people to continue to be a part of the program, come to the games, and know that, hey, I got the best interests of the program and the kids at heart.
All right, Coach. Let's talk about the kids before we get you out of here. I didn't want to have you too long. Let's talk about your athletes, your players you got coming back. Are you doing spring? I'm sure you're doing spring football. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Talk about the spring football and just talk about the guys that you have coming back and what's your expectations this upcoming season.
Yeah. So overall, spring football is an opportunity for us to get everybody a spot or a place on the football team. There are some guys that I know are going to play defense. We may switch those guys over to offense so that they'll know kind of what's going on both sides of the football. There's guys that, we need to bring up and get ready to start. We only graduated 15 seniors, but, we lost 4 on both sides of the football. Those spots have to be replaced. And then continue to develop the young guys, right? And guys on offense that come to mind, it's Trey Harrelson, who will play receiver. He'll start for receiver for me. He's just going to be a sophomore. Caden Granberry, who started for the first time last year, is going to be a junior. And he's got some things to learn and continue to get better. Joseph Young plays center for me. He's continuing to improve. And I think this is an opportunity for him to really take a step forward. Trey Quincy, he's another guy that he didn't play sparingly, but I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be able to make plays on the outside at receiver. Kadarius McMillan, Davion Searles. I mean, these guys are all really, really good athletes, and they're students of the game. I could go on and on that side of the football. We got the twins, the Cannon and the Christian on defense. The Cannon led the team in tackles for the last 2 years. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's got the size and speed combination that you would want in a linebacker. Defensive back-wise, man, we got a lot. Jeremiah Taylor, Braylon Ford, Spencer Hood. I mean, these guys are vets, man, so like they are ready to go. I mean, the 25 class is extremely, there's veterans in that class, guys that got a lot of playing time last year. And I'm looking forward to being able to see those guys. I mean, we replaced some guys up front. Tristan Taylor is going to be a guy up front on the defensive line that didn't start, but was a rotational player for us. They'll be replacing some guys that were really good in Jay Sanford. King, those guys they have to replace those guys. Collier is going to be another guy that's going to replace some guys. So we got some pieces. I'm excited about it. And, these guys are working hard too. I think with workouts right now, we're hovering right around 94 kids total. And that doesn't include the freshmen. So, those are good numbers for us.
Right.
The goal is to obviously to win every game, create depth. That's what we're doing in spring, is creating depth and making sure that, hey, our JV team is coming along. Our freshman team was a good team last year. Our JV wasn't so good. A lot of reasons for that is, hey, we had at this time last year, we had 68, 69, 70 kids, so we increased that number by 25, 30 kids. and we were hurting for JV. I mean, we didn't have a true
Right.
quarterback play JV last year. The kid that we had planned on playing it ended up being hurt, and so we had to move a receiver over to play it. And those guys are learning what to do. And you just don't have enough time in the 6 months to get the JV team clicking on all cylinders. But again,
Right.
I know that the fans are not necessarily worried about that. But again, if there's parents that are listening, all of those guys' success is important to me. And I think that all the way down to the third and fourth team, those guys should be able to execute. We just had execution last year with just the first team. And at times there were things that we could have been better at. Clearly, because we won the playoff team and we didn't win it all. So if you're not doing those things, you got things to work on.
Right. All right, Coach, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to have some rapid fire questions for you before I let you go. But last thing, you got a spring football game coming up. When is that? What time? And tell the people where they can.
So we start spring April 15th. I'm unfortunately, I can look it up real quick and see what day the spring game is.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
give me a second.
Yeah, make sure you guys, if you're watching, make sure you like and subscribe to TFG Sports Media as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle on YouTube. You can like and follow that TFG Sports Media on Facebook as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SPORTZHUSTLE. Again, we're talking live with Tyler High School football head coach Rashaun Woods. All right, Coach Woods, you got the date.
So the spring game is May the 15th.
Okay,
which is a Wednesday, and so we should have it right up there at the school.
Okay.
And we're going to have it as a game format. We have enough kids now, I think, to create a game format like they've done in the past. So it's something that we're definitely looking forward to.
All right, Coach, here we go. Now we're going to end on something. But it was fun. Good interview, Coach. I'm glad we was able to get to do this so you can kind of express, look, I'm leading this program, and I'm open to any type of conversation. But again, I'm the head coach. Let me get these young men ready. I can do this. So
And I'll say this, and everybody has suggestions, right? But there's only certain people that make decisions. Right. I'm a guy that I'm put in a position to make decisions, and no suggestion is taken lightly. But at the end of the day, if I don't listen to a suggestion, just know that hey, there's a lot of suggestions that I get all the time, right? And I'm gonna do what I feel is best for the program. And that's where I always come from. I come from a place of making sure that I'm doing right by the kids and the program because that's what I'm required to do. And that's what I enjoy doing. And so we may not always see eye to eye on that. And that has to be okay.
All right, Coach Wills, here we go. Rapid fire questions. My first question, Oklahoma or Texas in football? Which one?
Ooh, I had to say right now, Texas.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we're talking high school level.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what I'll say, and I'll elaborate on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Oklahoma plays really good football. There's no doubt about that. The X and O's inside of it, and the job that the coaches do is on par with what they're doing here in Texas. There's no doubt about that. They don't play a different brand of football across the border. Football is played at a high level, not only in those two states, but other states across the country. But what I can say that's different, that is noticeable right away, is the dudes, the Jimmys and the Joes. They're real dudes out here playing football, man. The teams that we play, the things that you're able to do with some of the talent that you have is something that you have to be used to. I mean, some things on the field that I've seen that I only saw when I was in college and playing in some cases in the pros. And like these guys are already doing some of those things. The speed of the game is different. But again, the executing and knowing what you're supposed to do still reigns supreme. It's just that the guys that are catching the football in the flat, they get a step on you, dude. Hey, strike up the band and get the kickoff team ready because you're not going to get them. And that's the biggest difference from crossing the border.
Right. All right. This should be an easy one. Favorite Cowboys, Oklahoma State or Dallas?
Oklahoma State.
I knew you was gonna go there.
Yeah, I mean, Cowboys ride for free. I grew up a Dallas fan. I don't watch the pros as much anymore, but I'm gonna be a Cowboy, Oklahoma State Cowboy fan through and through. That's gonna be hard to get that one up off of me.
Gotcha. Favorite wide receiver of all time?
Ooh, man, that's a good one. I probably have to say Jerry Rice, man.
I,
I watched Jerry Rice growing up. He was just right ahead of me when I was in high school. So everybody talked about him, the way he ran routes. I had film on him. He was one of the big time stars in the league, clearly. And, I tried to model my game after him. There was other guys, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce with the Rams. I mean, I enjoy watching those guys play. And Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper. I'm talking about names, the guys pulling Social Security right now.
Yeah, right. I know every one of them guys.
Yeah. So I used to watch it, man. Alvin Harper was a deep threat. Michael Irvin was a good possession guy. And I was a big Cowboy fan back in the day, watching Jay Novacek, even Emmitt Smith, the Moose. I mean, hey, these guys was Charles Haley, right? Wow. So that was the year when I was really watching football like that. I was really watching it. I was dreaming like how my kids are dreaming right now of what I could be. And those guys were doing what I thought I wanted to do.
And that's funny that you get drafted by the 49ers. I know that was like a shot. That was a shot in the stomach.
I know. Like this is the first thing I thought. I'm like, wow, I'm at the place where, a guy I looked up to, played at and is a Hall of Famer at. And, to have the opportunity to do some really good things there. Unfortunately, injuries crashed that. But I mean, that's one of the toughest things that I've probably ever had to deal with in my life, is not being the guy that they thought I was going to be, and really, more importantly, the guy that I knew I could be.
Right. Number 4, favorite thing about East Texas, Coach Woods. Your favorite thing thus far?
Man, a couple things. For me, I'm a bit avid outdoorsman, avid fisherman. I absolutely love going to Palestine, Lake Fort, going down to Galveston. I absolutely love it. And then it's just something about driving down the highways. I was at a track meet today, and it's lined by the big pine trees down the road. I think people that just grow up here and see it every day don't understand the beauty of East Texas and just the to-do things. Those things right there, I absolutely love it. And then maybe one of the biggest thing is, you don't realize this not being from here, but there's a lot of Black people out here, man. Like, you go to a track meet and you looking around like, golly, like, where all these brothers come from? Like you just don't realize that East Texas is like that. And that's like one of the biggest reasons why, when I got here, I kind of knew my dad is from from Dangerfield. So I kind of knew that, right? But we never came to Tyler. We never came to Longview. So, he was in Case, Texas, right outside of Dangerfield, and they lived on the farm. So, every now and then we would go into Piggly Wiggly or go to the movies or something, maybe go grab a bite to eat, and you kind of see some people there, but we were young and not really understanding, the demographic out here. But then when I got out here and I'm kind of walking around in Walmart and just, maybe going to the movies or just down the street, I'm like, man, like this is wild, that's all great, because you want to be around, your people. That's where you're supposed to be. It just feels like that's where you're supposed to be. And I've been really enjoyed that about being out here.
Gotcha. And this is last one. You may not want to answer this, Coach, because this could be a tough one. Your favorite Tyler High School athlete?
Oh, favorite athlete? I haven't been here long enough for that, but I do like. When I say favorite, my favorite guys are guys that are like funny. Some of them are favorite because they do everything right and they're just great kids. Some of my kids are favorites because they joke all the time and they fun to be around. Then, some of the favorite athletes, I won't be able to, I probably got about 6 or 7 of them. But, I won't say it because, again, whether I like you or not, or, we got issues, one thing I tell them and I tell their parents is that has zero bearing on how much you play, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do. As long as you're showing up, that has zero bearing. And it also has zero bearing on your ability to be recruited. Because at the end of it, we take on the responsibility as a coach to help you understand how important it is to do certain things. So if you're not getting it done, the recruiters, we're not going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about those things in-house so that you can be better, because that's what our job is. Our job is not to complain about some of the shortcomings that you have right now, because there's reasons why things are like that. It's not just because you decided to come out here and just be, just be a bad influence. There's other things that's our responsibility to help you be better at, and so that you can go on to the next level. That's what our responsibility is. But getting back to the favorite guys, I like a lot of them. I like a lot of them.
Gotcha. Well, Coach Woods, I want to thank you for giving me some of your time and sitting down with me, and we just having a conversation about, what your first season, second season coming up. I'm definitely going to be following you. I got your contact, so don't be surprised if I text you, hey, Coach, I'd like to talk to you whenever I have time, because I want to talk to you again right before the season starts, if that is possible.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Okay. All right. All right. That was Coach Rashaun Woods, head coach of the Tyler High School Lions in Tyler, Texas. Coach Woods, I want to say thank you. We're going to let you get out of here so you can get to your daddy duties.
Thanks, man.
All right. All right. Have a good one. All right, guys. Again, that was head coach Rashaun Woods, Tyler High School, first season head coach. And I just want to thank all the people that dropped in, Demi, Jay, and also the Real Estate Insider for watching. Again, and you can like and subscribe to the channel. That is TFG Sports Media on YouTube, as well as Kendrick Sports. Also, there's SportsHustle. Make sure you like and share this to all your social media platforms. Again, this was a special edition of TFG Sports Media. I know on a Wednesday at 6 o'clock, but I wanted to talk to head coach Rashaun Woods. I just wanted us to chop it up a little bit about his first year at Tyler High. So again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. I'm going to get out of here. Again, make sure you check out some of the reports. If you haven't already, go check out some of the stories already posted to the channel. Make sure you subscribe that button. Also, you can contribute to the channel if you so kindly would. It's a little $ there. If you want to contribute, anything will do to contribute to TFG Sports Media so we can continue to build this sports platform. And anytime, anything would be greatly appreciated. You can also hit my Cash App. Is located right there. $1969 Kendrick. Again, it will go back into investing and to building this sports channel. So again, that was my live interview with Coach Woods of the Tyler High School Lions in Tyler, Texas. So again, I'm going to get out of here, and we will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.